We are live. We are back. We are in my nerd cave. Welcome to my nerd cave, because this is Shakespeare's Coffee Break, the weekly show where we discuss all that is best over a cup of coffee. I am your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare, and I'm on my coffee break. Let's have a nice noisy slurp in order to get things going. Oh, that is some good internet audio, and I am also rather sure that the ASMR crowd, they're happy with that. I'm going to give them one more. Also, this is for the ASMR crowd. Shakespeare loves you. I mean, what is happening? I don't know. What is my show turning into? I have no idea. What is it any week? Who knows? But it's going to be a delightful show today. We have music of the Jackdaws bringing us in. We have an amazing and delightful guest. Who knows if we will end this day as friends or go away as the bitterest of enemies. But it is the great and good and talented and gingerific Daniel GreenWolf. He is crossing his fingers. I haven't even brought him on camera yet, but
I'm hoping. I'm hoping
What is
for
he
the
hoping?
bitterest
We
of
don't
enemies.
know. Oh,
I mean, friends. I'm hoping for the bestest of bitter friends.
oh, the bestest of bitter friends. There we have it.
True.
But
It's true.
It's going to be an amazing show. You're here, I'm here, he's here, we're all here. So let's raise our cups and have a fun time here on Shakespeare's Coffee Break. Let's bring in our guest, Daniel GreenWolf, right now. Celtic Magician. He is the Celticiest magician I have ever known in my life.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think I'm about it. I'm pretty sure that's there's a couple others. I should be fair. I know two other magicians who are fairly Celtic-y. Yeah, I do. One of them is delightful, and she's a lovely woman. Her name is Debbie O'Carroll, and she's an Irish magician who talks about story tales, and very lovely and wonderful woman. And another guy who performs in a kilt, and that's all I'll say about him.
I've known a couple.
Actually, no. Actually, that's not fair. That is not fair at all. New Jersey Ren Fair, Connor Carrig performs as a leprechaun, which I think is racist, but that's not my thing. I'm not here to judge. I mean, I am here to judge, but that's another one too. But that's about it, really. I think that's about it.
Pretty sure that term does not apply to you. I'm sorry.
No. Leprechauns totally racist against the Irish. They're totally, absolutely. Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, totally.
The thing is, and I didn't realize you were going to go that deep in right away, but...
Did you not ever know me for the last, how many years we've known each other?
No. It's just, I didn't realize we were going to go there on the show so publicly right now.
I was talking about leprechauns. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
everything is fine in the world.
Oh, I was like, oh, are we seriously going with, the Irish were horribly treated too?
Do you? I hate those people with a fiery passion. No, fine. We'll go right there.
I'm related to a lot of them.
I know. Here's the thing. If you look at anything that's going on in the world today and you say, well, the Irish were slaves, I hate you and you're stupid. And that's just history and you're welcome. So there we go. There. You don't have to say it. I did.
There you go. All right. Thank you. And
you're welcome.
There we have it. And Ken, frenemy to all, says, hey, I thought I was your only nemesis.
Well, if you ask the internet, I mean, 35 million people can't be wrong. Ken and I are supposed to kill each other. That's what's supposed to happen.
Wait, we're going to have to talk about that now.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you and Ken supposed to kill each other? Unless this is a friendly thing.
Well, I don't know. So a couple of years ago, one of the big things that we did was, because we're obviously, for those who may not know me, hi, my name is Daniel GreenWolf, Celtic magician, pansexual, polyamorous, left-handed, pagan, ginger.
Wait, you're a lefty? You're a southpaw?
I'm a southpaw.
Sinister.
I'm everything. Sinister. I will be burned in every major religion on the planet.
Yeah, you will. And even a lot of the minor ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically,
that's what we should be talking about. I'm sorry.
Being a lefty?
Yes, that's what we should talk about. You and my father-in-law. Oh my God.
We are the same person, son.
It is true. I've never actually seen you in the same place as my father-in-law.
That's true. At the same time.
Yeah, and he does also like to wear a beard. He also does like to wear a beard.
Yeah, but that's not possible because you're way older than I am. Way older.
By way,
way
do we mean like
older than I am.
4 years?
I mean, you're not as old as Ken is, but you're still way.
Yeah, I think Ken's a year older than me.
I think so, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what happened. Is that we are doing this video for polyamory, and it got a lot of views because we were doing advocacy and stuff, and everybody was certain that what was going to happen is that Ken and I were secretly just gay, because apparently being bisexual and pansexual isn't enough. So we're secretly gay, and we're going to kill either each other in a gay rage, or we're going to kill Vanessa, our lovely our lovely third, our better third, and we're going to run off together. So either we're going to kill each other, or we're going to kill Vanessa, or plot twist, Vanessa's going to kill both of us.
Ooh, I feel that one is actually far more likely. Just having watched, you know, a lifetime of sitcoms and romantic comedies, it's, you know, the husband or husbands or the ones who die. And also mysteries, it's always the Black Widow. It's never the Black Widower.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
I believe so. I think that we're gonna.
But she is saying that it is more likely that she'll kill the two of you. So
and now I believe Ken is saying that we're both his nemesis.
Nemesis, the plural.
Nemesis.
Nemesi.
That's why there was no series of Star Trek Nemesis, because aside from it being not a very good film, that if you tried to do two of them, it's just weird.
It did have something though that most other sci-fi movies or series don't have, and that
giant
is giant
noses.
Okay,
you see the nose and the clone, just freaking.
That's Tom Hardy we're talking about. That is Tom Hardy we're talking about.
I know. They added to his nose in that movie. I swear to God, there's a nose prosthetic.
No one had who he was before the nose.
I'm telling you. Oh, the nose plays. The nose totally plays.
It totally plays. It totally plays. No,
there's so many references we just threw out in the last 30 seconds. If you get them all, you can have a pony. All right, so
really? Oh, I'm not going to get a pony. I feel like I missed.
You're not going to pony. Oh, you probably did.
Yeah.
Nemisodes.
No, it has an amazing space battle, which is something that actually cannot be said about any of the three Star Wars sequel movies.
Oh, is there no space battles?
No, there are space battles, but there's no good ones.
Oh, see, now you're getting to. I don't disagree.
Star Trek Nemesis. All right. We're doing it. Star Trek Nemesis, when you have the Enterprise E and Shinjon's whatever the deuce that was.
Thingamajigger.
The scimitar, there we go. The scimitar,
yeah, there it is.
Thingamajigger.
Yeah.
They're coming at, but they're also following the rules of space, which is it's not a planar existence, which you usually see on most sci-fi shows or movies of, everybody's just on the sea and they're coming broadsides. It's like, no, you can be like this. I could be right here. We're on different planes. There's a Z-axis involved. And
I'm pretty sure that the Star Wars space battles, they were coming from all the axes. I believe so. See more
in some cases. No. You see them come in as like a wall, but they're not coming in like flying everywhere like that. They do it well in 2005 Battlestar Galactica reboot. The battles are better, but they don't take advantage of it actually being infinite in all directions.
I mean, I suppose so, but then again, I mean, that's the problem with any space battle, is they don't really take advantage of it being infinite in all directions, because then everyone just run away and it's fine, you know. Just go that way. All right, fine.
Ken's saying we forgot to think 3-dimensionally. I think we forgot to think 4-dimensionally, and you're not thinking 4-dimensionally.
That's a big problem with me. Yeah.
Oh, this is why I love having you on.
Oh, I miss you too. I miss your face. I do.
Well, here it is. It's right here.
I know, right there, and the quality has improved as we've been talking.
I know.
So that's nice. Nice work.
I know. I've been doing some better upkeep on the computer here, and got some Ethernet cable for it, and
Ooh, look at you hardwired in.
I know, but which is a weird. It almost feels backward in the age of Wi-Fi and wireless everything. It's just like, and in order to have the best fidelity, plug in.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's still the case, because Wi-Fi, sure, you can get out to the boonies and wherever you need to go, so you can get that internet access. But if you want it to look pretty, you gotta plug in. I mean, that's just the way of it.
It really is. It really is. So let's go. So going into polyamory, which you are a kind of a spokesperson for now.
I'll definitely call advocate.
Advocate, very good.
I'm an advocate for healthy relationships, and I like that
go.
idea. Whether it's polyamory or monogamy or anarchy, whatever's healthy and communicative is my thought.
All right, I'm pretty sure anarchy is not a relationship actually per se, but you know.
Actually, polyanarchist is a thing.
Polyanarchist.
Yep. There's a relationship anarchy, which is an actual thing, where basically the concept is, and I'm not a polyanarchist, so I'm going to get this wrong, and we should make this statement now that Shakespeare's Coffee Break is 100% wrong about all of its facts. Always.
Oh, we totally are. But hashtag polyanarchy right there.
Polyanarchy. There we go. But I believe it's where it's more of a central focused, so that way one person may not necessarily be connected in a relationship to other people, in more so that they're their own primary is kind of way. Solo poly is another term. I might be way off connecting polyanarchy and solo poly, but that's different things as well. So, you know where you can find out about that stuff, though? Ready for Polyamory. Ready for Polyamory is an amazing blog and podcast that I have been on several episodes on. Laura Boyle hosts it. I believe it's readyforpolyamory.com. I'm gonna check that myself because there is a lot of great stuff, and it is indeed readyforpolyamory.com.
And Vanessa, so there it is. And Vanessa said that it literally just means that there are no rules within the relationship. She just Googled it.
Yeah, so there you go. That's relationship anarchy or polyanarchy.
So basically,
see, we have a fact checker.
So basically, it's the Outback Steakhouse of relationships. No rules, just right.
That's right. And
today's episode is not brought to you by Outback Steakhouse, and so go bugger yourself, Outback.
That's fine. Exactly. They should have known better. So I think we can say it. Outback Steakhouse definitely does not have any rules when it has relationships with other people's. I saw the way it treated Chili's, and I don't approve. I just don't approve.
Were Chili's and Outback in a relationship? A corporate relationship?
Oh man, it was a big thing. Oh, it was a big thing. Don't even get me started on 99s. Whoo!
99 Steakhouse. A place I've never been. Don't actually care.
Exactly, and you shouldn't be. So I think the only people watching right now are people who have actually probably been on the Ready for Polyamory podcast, and that's fine too.
That's fine. So hey, hello. This is my new crowd, and lovely to make new fans wherever I can find them. Hi, I'm Shakespeare. Welcome to Talking Polyamory with Daniel GreenWolf.
He will do anything to sell some ads. It's pretty impressive.
I really will. You know what? I will show chest hair. It's fine. Yeah,
I buy that.
But question for you. So you called yourself pansexual.
Yes.
As does Captain Jack Harkness in Doctor Who.
That's true.
In the context of there are no extraterrestrials and whatnots that we know of, at least interacting with us, what does pansexual versus bisexual mean?
So pansexual is that you are attracted to someone regardless of gender. Now, bisexuality is pretty much the same thing. But the reason why people use the term bisexual versus pansexual is really generational. Pansexual is more this generation terminology to be more inclusive of the fact that gender is a spectrum. And bisexuals, you would think, because bi means two, but really bisexuality, because back in the day, they're talking about they're attracted to both men and women. But the truth is that bisexuals are generally attracted just as much as pansexuals to regardless of gender. So it's more of a generational thing. And Ken Briota, who has also been on Shakespeare's Coffee Break and is on Ready for Polyamory and things of that nature. He calls himself bisexual because he had to fight for that term, because bisexuals got the raw end of the stick from both the straight community and the gay community.
Well, I remember there was a joke in Friends. It was in one of Phoebe's songs where she was singing the truth to small school children. But she said some women, I remember the line, it was some men, they love men, and some women love women, and some people call themselves bisexuals. They are all just kidding themselves.
Yes, and that's the line that comes out, and which always sounds really funny when you think about it. It's be like, why? There has to be one set of genitalia that excites me. I don't understand.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh,
yeah.
You're gay? That's cool. You're straight? That's cool. Oh, you like both? You're weird.
Exactly, right? And that's exactly how it came down for a very long time. And so Ken is of a slightly older generation. I can't believe I get to keep bringing it in there, but for this case, it makes sense. So he's of a slightly older generation, and he had to fight for the term bisexual. And so he owns it.
Yes.
Whereas I came out much later in life, and I was able to, and I did call myself bisexual. But now I definitely, I associate with the term pansexuality, and that makes, and that connects for me. So
and Vanessa, your partner, also says that Ken is old.
Yes,
Vanessa, Ken is about a year older than me, so please don't go there. All right. But he is saying get off his lawn. Listen, that's not an age thing. That's just him believing in good lawn maintenance, which you know what, I'm ambivalent about. I think it looks nice, but it's not that great for the earth. So
I've discovered, I'm on the same level too. We want to have a gigantic just forest in our backyard, but we also have children that get bitten by everything.
Yep. So
we have to mow our lawn just so they got a place.
My wife and I just get bitten by everything. So there's that. What I want to do once we have, once eventually have our own big space, we want like several acres if possible, and have the area immediately surrounding the house very well manicured and maintained and mowed, etc. But then immediately beyond that, let it all go wild. And where we're renting right now, we're supposed to, I hope my landlord's watching, we are supposed to
right. Oh, I'm sure your landlord tunes in every week. Go ahead.
You know, it'd be weird, but
you never know.
You never know. We are supposed to have snow removal. And you're thinking, Shakespeare, why are you talking about snow in the end of August? I live in upstate New York. Winter is coming.
He's only a month away. You're only a month away.
A couple of years ago, yes.
No.
I want to say it was 2017. The first snow of the season happened before October.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact date, but it was crazy.
So years ago, I used to perform in Salem, Massachusetts, and I performed every year in October for, oh goodness, better part of a decade, with Vlad, the Gothic magician, and David Burtwell. And
wait. You're just referring to yourselves by your ethnicities. The Gothic magician. Hello, I'm the Irish magician. Oh, I mean, Celtic.
Gothic's an ethnicity?
It is now!
I'm just making sure.
Well, technically, yes. Before it became Guy Liner and Lestat lifestyle, you know, it was, you know, an actual ethnicity that the Romans attempted to wipe out.
Well, I mean, that could have been anything. It didn't have to be ethnicities. It could have just been anything that wasn't Roman.
Yeah.
But so we performed there years ago, and I performed in Salem so long ago that you could actually do fire stuff out in the street. Which is, if you've been in Salem, Massachusetts, you know, is certainly not the case now. But there was one time, and I wish it was old me. So it was a me of a much bigger size, but I was breathing fire and I had a big crowd of people around me, and it was snowing, and it was in October, and it's such a great, and it was still sun out. So I had sunglasses on, breathing fire, and there's snow coming down, and it was the most amazing combination of things, and I really wish I could find that photo. It exists somewhere, but I don't know where.
Oh, by the way, Ken on that says it's 2020. Winter can be here anytime, anywhere. It is behind you with Shia LaBeouf. And friend of the show, TJ Reisner, is he an Ostrogothic or Visigothic magician?
I do not believe that he is part ostrich, so I do not think that he's Ostrogothic.
Very good. All right, there you have it, TJ. So we know. I was performing at a Renaissance fair here in upstate New York, about 2-3 hours away from where I currently live. But it was the weekend before Memorial Day. This must be clearly remembered, because otherwise nothing spectacular can happen in this story. It's about May 23rd or so. The day started mid-60s, and the Renaissance Festival didn't begin until 11. My call time was 10:30. I lived half an hour away from it. So I'm going to go mow my lawn. So I mow my lawn first, go shower, get into costume, drive to the fair site. It's the mid-60s. I must remind you. We get up to about 73. All of a sudden, a chill comes into the air. By 1 o'clock, it is now 50 degrees. The chill continues. At 2 o'clock, it was 36 degrees. I have people still in t-shirts and shorts. I have a cloak because I work at Renaissance fairs, and it's just always kind of in my car. And so I'm putting the cloak on. I have gloves in my trunk because, again, it's me. And I have everything with me at all times. And it begins to snow on May the 23rd.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then the next week, I mean, within a calendar week of 7 days, it was 91 degrees.
Yep. The Poconos Mountain Renaissance Fair.
Oh my God, yes.
Do you remember that year?
Were you and I actually reconnected?
I think we were there. I think it's one of the places that we were at together.
Yeah, that's where we reconnected.
That same day, we had rain, snow, hail, blazing sun, and a horrendous wind, all in the same day.
And the day ended with the hail, the snow, and the wind.
Yes,
because like the snow like went away and then came back, and so I remember I'm hosting the pub sing, which we were just all standing around in a field.
And we went into the building, I believe, for that. I think
that was the second. That was the second day we did. The first one.
Oh, the second day.
We were outside and it's snowing on us. It's May or June. Oh no, it was May. It was like May 8th.
It was May. Yeah.
Yeah, it was my nephew's birthday. That's how I know it. It was May 8th. I'm hosting the pub sing. I said, now you might be wondering, how can it be snowing? It's May. I said, but we're doing a Renaissance fair, which takes place during the mini ice age. We are trying to be as historically accurate as possible. We have brought historicity to you people. And that got a good laugh.
It did. It was nice. It was, it's funny. I remember calling that the apocalypse. How little did I know? All right.
Yeah. That's merely one of the harbingers.
That was nothing. That was even. Yeah, exactly. How could we have known? 2012. That was a typo, man.
I mean, seriously. Right. I mean, there were no murder hornets. Also, where are the murder hornets?
It's because Murder Hornets was brought in mid-season, and they're like, no one's gonna believe this, and then they went away from the script. Like that was it. It was one like scene in the season, and they're like, no one's gonna buy that, and they just wrote it off the show.
And yet they decided to go back to the oldie but goodie, set California on fire.
Well, that got a lot of play early on in the season.
Well, you know what? I really think they're struggling for sweeps. I mean, right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's summer. Absolutely. It's summer replacement time. It's just like no one's watching. No one watches until after Labor Day.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I will watch anything except for certain things that are on TV right now. So it's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm rewatching The West Wing just so I can feel something again. It's sad but true.
Just don't call that show very unique.
Did you?
Because something is either unique or it's not.
It's very unique.
It's not.
It's very unique.
Stop it.
Did you hear about The West Wing though? Did you hear?
What about it?
Oh, you don't know?
They're not bringing it back. It's always a rumor. It's been going around for 15 years.
No, it's not a rumor. No.
Yes, it is.
Listen, Aaron Sorkin, Martin Sheen, Allison Janney, Bradley Whitford, Janelle Maloney, almost everybody from the cast and crew. They're doing a one-night staged recreation of the Heart's Landing episode.
That doesn't count.
Shut your hole.
That's called a reunion episode.
Yes, and you know what that is? Awesome, because I want that. I want to see them working together again. I'm sorry you're not getting your extra 70 seasons. I don't want 70 extra seasons. I want to see these people working together again. And I love that. And I love it. And I want to see it. So shut up. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Shut up with your face over there.
Shut up with your face.
You shut up with your face. Look,
I learned to live with my sadness with Firefly. I can take 7 seasons and be happy.
You know what? I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna grabbing something over here at random, and I'm just going to come in and say, you know what? You don't want 7 seasons? Take 7 seasons, damn it!
I do love that box set. I don't have it. I need to get it. It's got so many extras.
It has the pilot episode script.
Yeah.
Pilot episode script, which BT Dubs we're gonna do as a private reading.
Yeah. And Ken makes a very good point, by the way. You should put up there. Ken wants Aaron Sorkin to write 2021. The 2020 Snyder Cut sucks. I agree.
Oh,
this is clearly.
You know what? The Snyder Cut. I'm gonna say, go out on a limb. It's way better than the Joss Whedon version.
No, I don't. I think Joss Whedon did not write 2020. I'm sorry.
Joss Whedon totally wrote 2020. And
are you kidding me? There's no funny
like
at all.
He does.
No, it's all gray, death, and sadness. This is Snyder.
No,
and you know it.
This is not all gray, death, and sadness.
Yes, it is.
Random splashes of color saying, Joss going, oh, look, I'm going to come in and write the musical episode.
I would like the musical episode because let me tell you something. 2020 has no musical episode. There is no musical episode.
Maybe 2020 totally had a musical episode. It was called 4th of July weekend where we all watched Hamilton.
No.
Yes.
That was the musical episode that already existed.
No.
That's a reunion.
No, because it had only been aired at that moment. So it's fine. That was our musical episode where everyone who had not heretofore been able to see Hamilton, which let's face it, is most of us, because those tickets are impossible. We all got to witness it. We all got to witness the glory.
Listen, I'm glad, but the problem is that it was just a rebroadcast. It was just a filler for sweeps. That's all it was. A
filler for sweeps. You're a filler for sweeps. That's why you're on.
I am. That's why I'm on today, because you haven't been on in a couple of weeks.
I keep going on and off.
I'm terrible. It's okay. I'm terrible too. I haven't posted an episode of the GreenWolf podcast. I got to get myself back on that. So, which I will be shortly. Hopefully, getting myself back into that ball game. It's been a crazy bunch of months for me. I had dental surgery, which caused me to I was like, oh no, I'll be fine. I'm getting through. I had teeth pulled, but now I'm old. So now when you get a tooth pulled, it messes up weeks of your life. It does.
I had to get a tooth pulled because I had an infection years and years ago. Mm-hmm. I got it pulled right the day before Easter because I had to go do a show in Connecticut, and my entire jaw was swollen to the size of a softball. And so I kept trying to perform like this, the non-swollen side, the entire time. It's like, let's keep this upstage.
Let me tell you, the only upside of the apocalypse we're currently in is that at least I can do some of those things in the privacy and safety of my own home.
Indeed.
And suffer in silence as opposed to suffer publicly. Although now I'm kind of I'm working on it
anyway. So
I actually am. I've been with some of my most recent endeavors. I've been suffering publicly and pretending it's fitness. So that's interesting.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, let's do it. Sure.
All right. So we're going to talk about that though in just a moment, because first I've got to go pay some bills.
All right, you pay your bills. Pays them bills.
All right, because this is going to be apparently an extra long episode. This is an extra-sode, people. We're going long because it's Daniel GreenWolf and Shakespeare, and we're just yelling about the West Wing.
That's right.
And things, so it's a good time.
Oh, I think he just cut out.
He
just cut himself out.
I hit the wrong button. I removed me from the damn show. Seriously.
I mean, some people want that.
They're not wrong.
Pay your bills.
You know what Shakespeare's show really needs? Less Shakespeare.
Less Shakespeare. That's what I've said about my show forever.
So, friends, Shakespeare's Coffee Break is brought to you by the wonderful people at Hill Storage and Rigging Company. You can find them by visiting hillrigging.com. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing your equipment is in skilled and experienced hands with services from their machine movers and erectors in Middletown, PA. Established in 1967, Hill Storage and Rigging Company is a family-owned and operated full-service millwright, serving industries in the Mid-Atlantic states and beyond. They are a woman-owned small business with hours of operation Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Available Saturdays and Sundays by appointment only. Again, find them on Facebook and Twitter, and also go to hillrigging.com. Call them at 717-944-7676. That is 717-944-7676. Hill Storage and Rigging Company, the sponsor of Shakespeare's Coffee Break. And if you would like to sponsor the show, please drop me an email. Go to shakespeare@shakespeareapproves.com. Also, make sure you go like the show on all of the platforms at facebook.com/Shakespeare's Coffee Break, facebook.com/Shakespeare Approves, and also youtube.com/C/Shakespeare Approves. And then go like my other social media things like the Instagram and the Twitter. Just go do it, because it is the way I judge my self-worth in life. While we're at it, please go send some love to the Zenith Players. They are kind enough to share resources with me, and I love them immensely. Go visit them at facebook.com/Zenith Players and zenithplayers.com. And let us get back into my conversation with my friend Daniel GreenWolf. Pre-recorded earlier today. You think this is live? It's not live. All of those comments in the Facebook thread have been planted. No, it's totally live. It's totally live. I mean, like, there he is right now. I mean,
see, I dropped the cards. It's live. See, it wouldn't happen if it wasn't live. It wouldn't happen if it wasn't live.
Oh, so you have some fancy playing cards going on there, Daniel GreenWolf.
Well, actually, these are just green. These are just green playing cards. This is known as the knock cards, which I do like because they're just green and they're shiny. But I guess that's one of the things we should talk about too. I guess I haven't talked about this before, and I'm gonna bring this up now because for years I have come so close to getting a deck of cards that I really, really like. That's good for my kind of character, for being an Irish, a Celtic magician performing with Irish themes and things. And I've got there's some beautiful decks out there. I've got a couple of them. I've got some that are absolutely terrible and horrible decks, but they all missed something that I wanted out of it. So I've thought about this for a long time. And so what we've decided to do, and I've been working right now, and I'm gonna be working with a couple of different artists. But the first one, my main artist for the back, is Cassandra Yorgi. And we've designed right there. Look at that. Boom. There it is over there. There it is. That is the first back design for the Celtic Magic playing card that we're going to be bringing out. We're going to be putting out a full deck of Celtic Magic cards, and I'm excited about this because I'm working with the design with the artists to get everything the way I want. It's going to be based in the Irish history, so the 4 suits are going to be diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades, but the royal court is all going to represent different aspects of Irish history: the Irish American immigration, the ancient Celts, the Irish kings, the rebellion. Like those things are going to be part of that. So I am so very excited to be working with that. So that's going to be the new thing.
That's fantastic. I absolutely adore that. I love new merchandise in all of its forms. And, and will people be able to order it from your CelticMagicShow.com?
People can be able to, not only that, we're going to do a Kickstarter to fund the card deck, and we're going to make sure it's fully designed first. And there's going to be a ton of perks that you can get. You can get uncut sheets. You can get full bricks, which is the term for a whole bunch of the decks. There's going to be different art and stuff like that you can get for it. Possibly even poster-sized versions of the back of the card. Which is just such a pretty back. It's so gorgeous. Cassandra Yorgi is absolutely amazing. So there's all kinds of stuff you're going to be able to buy, and stickers and all these other things when we launch the Kickstarter, which will be after we get the whole deck done, which will be when we get the whole deck done.
And as the husband is saying, what if you're not playing with a full deck?
You have not played with the full deck for years, and it doesn't matter who I point that to. Says. Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, anybody who's watching this, anybody who's on this show, none of us are playing with the full deck. So there you go.
So you are also mentioning that you are hurting yourself, but you're calling it exercise.
That's right. I decided. So, okay. Backstory for those. I don't know who would not know me who's watching this. Why would you bother watching anyway? I don't understand. But if you don't know me,
give people an excuse to leave.
Okay, you might have fans. That's possible too. So there's 12 people. That's all of my fans and family included. Uh, but let's see, back in 2011 and before that, I was 355 pounds. And I'd been well over 300 pounds, probably bigger than that, for most of my life. And I decided, after my dad passed away in 2009 from things connected to diabetes. I almost said diabetes. Diabetes. It was diabetes.
Did your dad have a walrus mustache?
I know, and I feel he just passed away too, but not from diabetes. Go figure.
No, it was just old.
Because he got his medication delivered to him directly from Liberty Medical. Anyways, so
Liberty Medical is not a sponsor of this show.
Not a sponsor of this show. I don't even think it's Liberty Medical.
Liberty Medical. If you wanna sponsor me, you can just email me Shakespeare@shakespeareapproves.com.
Unfortunately, Shakespeare, you have to have diabetes for you to be sponsored. That's how it works.
That's not fair.
Yeah, that's how it works. Sorry. So anyways, so after my father passed away, and even then it took me a couple of years to realize that I couldn't keep doing this to myself. And so through diet and exercise, I ended up going from 355 pounds to 200. And I think at the time, this was in 1 year, I went from 355 pounds to 211 pounds, I think.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. And it was through diet and exercise. There was nothing crazy. There was no crazy diet fad or anything like that. I didn't do Atkins and all that stuff. None of that. It was watching, I actually tracked my food. I used an app called MyFitnessPal, which still exists and it's free. And I totally recommend it for anybody who's trying to get healthier, whatever that means to you. And I went to the gym quite a bit, and I'd bounced around for a couple of gyms. Planet Fitness, I hate you, because they're the no judgment. They're the no judgment zone that totally judges.
Oh yeah, they really do.
I hate hypocrites, and when you put it in your roster that you're a hypocrite, I can't stand it.
Also, real quick, they make it next to impossible to cancel your membership.
Yes, they do. That's because that's how they get you. They want you to pay what I paid for many years, what I call a fat tax, which is where you don't go to the gym, but you pay a monthly gym membership. That's called the fat tax.
Oh yeah, and they keep it just low enough. You're like, I guess it's okay.
I guess I'll do it, and that's how they make millions and millions of dollars.
Indeed.
But I and for a long time, and the gym that I did go to, The Edge Fitness, which has got gyms all over Connecticut, Pennsylvania, actually all over good part of the country, I should say. I really do like them. And I met my personal trainer there, Stephen Coriano, who is an amazing trainer, trains me, trains Vanessa, Bella GreenWolf, for those who may not know. And so I've worked with them for a long time. And a couple of years ago, I realized something. I was getting up in weight again. It happens, you let yourself go. I went from 210 or something up to like 240, 245, which still is less than 100 pounds of what I was. I have not been bigger than 250 in the past like 8 years. But I realized I needed something to re-energize myself. And I realized for me and for a lot of people that anything that is fitness based can be measured with a number. Now, this isn't just weight, okay? Some people measure the number of pounds. Some people measure the number of inches. Some people measure the number of calories they take in a day. Some people measure what their blood pressure is, the inches around their waist. Some people need to gain weight because there's people who need to gain weight too. How many steps you can take during a day, how many marathons you can run. All of these things can be measured with a number, and a number gives you a goal. And so we kind of came up with a concept between Vanessa and I, which we call hashtag Can You Count? And that's me, actually, because I'm also a 3rd degree black belt in the World Tang Soo Do Association. And so I'm an instructor. And that's been the other passion of mine, perhaps, is martial arts. In fact, if I didn't do magic for a living, I would own a Tang Soo Do studio, probably, because I do love it so much. But we started this little hashtag Can You Count? And basically it was just to say, this is my fitness journey. I'm taking it. Can you count? I can count to, for instance, for me, I wanted to be able to count to, I had gotten to two, since quarantine started, I had gotten up to 240 pounds. And my goal was 190. I've never been under 200 pounds as an adult. The closest I ever got was 206 pounds. This is for me, everybody's going to be different. Everybody's health is different. For my body, I could be 190 pounds and not be skinny or sickly or unhealthy, and I've never been under 200 pounds. So my goal is currently to get to 190. And at this moment, I went from 240 a couple of months ago. I'm currently sitting at 211, and I've got another 21 pounds to go for me. And what we ended up doing, because of the gym's closing, is we built a gym in our own storage area. And we really did build it from the ground up. It took a long time of getting all the equipment that we need to do all this stuff. But there's everything that we could want is now in this gym space. And that's kind of, so we kind of created this idea of, can you count? And it was a hashtag, and it was, and we're actually creating shirts, tank tops that say, can you count? For it. And we're going to be doing a Kickstarter for that. Oh, that's real. That's going to be a real low Kickstarter, because it's amazing how easy it is to print t-shirts. It's comfortably happy about how cheap it can be to get t-shirts printed. Because I also didn't want to do what other places do, where they charge you $30 for a tank top. And that's aggravating to me. As somebody who wears tank tops when he works out, I hate that fact that I can't get a decent price tank top if I want like a logo on it or something. So I wanted to create these that were like a decently priced tank top with this kind of motivational slogan on it. Can you count? So that's where that comes in.
I think that's brilliant. Well done, you.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a process. I actually just the other day, I was in the process of doing an exercise, and my back said no. And I hadn't felt that in years, which means, one, I was working myself hard and too hard, but I haven't stopped the process. I've just slowed it down, listened to my trainer, and taken the steps to keep working out without hurting myself. So in fact, I'll probably pay for it later, sitting down in this chair for so long until my back, that was just like, it just happened yesterday, by the way, just like just the other day that my back, I was doing a thing and my back went pop. I'm like, and I dropped the things. And, but it was thankfully I'm alive and nothing got seriously injured. So
that's actually part of the reason I'm moving the show in here, because I was outdoors for almost the entire quarantine for shooting the coffee break and the happy hours, as you've been on and have seen. And I was in a wonderful sky chair, but I was slowing down on my working out, and I was just seeing myself start to get bigger. And that's half the reason I started cutting my beard back a lot, just because facial hair is a wonderful way to lie to yourself about how much weight you're putting on. And I am not
it's
saying
facial spanks.
Exactly.
Facial hair is facial spanks.
Facial spanks.
Facial spanks.
It's a and I am not trying to do any sort of fat shaming or anything like that.
No, not at all.
This is purely for me. So in the meantime, I'm more scruffy because when I have a beard, I can lie to myself and say I have a jawline. But if I'm putting it on and I don't have much of a beard, it's like, oh, there is no jawline anymore. So that's why I'm very scruffy right now, so I can actually see my jawline.
Absolutely. And that's the other thing too that's important for people to note, is that this is absolutely not fat shaming at any level. As a fat guy, I'm still over 200 pounds. I'm, by every conceivable measure, aside from, I would like to think, myself, I should be considered a fat person. So the idea of fat is almost a silly concept. It really comes down to healthy and unhealthy. And if you look at, and there's a guy who is out there who I love. Recently I came across, and he is, I think his hashtag is at name on Instagram is the world's strongest gay. and I love him. And if you look at him, you'd be like, oh, that's a fat guy. If you're somebody who was like that one mindset, but this guy literally is one of the strongest men in the world. And he's also a delightful gay man. And I love his advocacy on both of those levels. And it's so great. So yeah, it's definitely not fat shaming on any level. It's about being healthy. And healthy can be anything, you know,
yes.
Healthy can mean any number can be healthy to you.
Yes.
You know?
And for me, it's a little bit of vanity, but also what am I physically able to do? So the vanity is, does something fit, or do I look good, or do I think I look good? Mm-hmm. And then what am I physically able to do? Am I able to run 3 miles, 6 miles, 9 miles? I have a 10K, or actually a 9 3/4 K coming up next week for September 1st in honor
That's
of...
just lazy.
9
3/4 K. That just seems lazy.
Well,
it's the last K.
Well, no,
or last quarter of a K.
Okay. I am going to do the last quarter of the K, except I'm going to also screenshot my my phone when I get to that moment of just like, oh, here it is, 9 3/4, because that is Hogwarts Day. That's going back to Hogwarts. It's a Potterhead Running Club event that I'm taking part in. Wonderful organization, by the way.
Yeah. Now, just a note: if you're going to run a 9 3/4 K, make sure you run on gravel or on grass. You definitely don't want to run on turf. Anyways, so
what's that? Wow,
you
were so fast with that. You were so fast with that joke. So
thank you.
I need to actually point out.
Hannah Franco is a fantastic idea. Unfortunately, I don't think Hannah Franco said you should get a certain someone from Sesame Street to sponsor you.
Yeah, I threw it up on
that.
I threw that up on screen.
I love that idea.
See if you can work with Sesame Street to do that.
They will never take me unless they get really cool about a lot of things real quick.
All right. So goodness gracious. So I need to find goodness gracious. So the platform 9 3/4 run, year 7. So that the event this year, partly because it's just, a good thing to do, and partly because of where we are in the world right now. This is not an advertisement for Potterheads, but or Fandom Running Clubs, but I highly encourage you to go join if running or walking is your thing. And what it is, I'm sorry, let me back up. Every race, and all of the races are virtual, every race is teamed up with a different charity organization. And some of them have been for like Feeding America, or for various like animal shelters, Black Lives Matter, and legal defense funds. This one, the final run of the 2020 season, is actually for, I just had it up on my screen. Goodness gracious, where'd it go? Oh yeah, here we go. It's for Trans Lifeline. And
yes.
Oh, so you're familiar with Trans Lifeline?
Yes. Suck it, JK. All right, good.
Partly because of that, because the Harry Potter universe is, and it's one of my favorite fandoms. I mean, as you can see, it's one of my favorite fandoms. I mean, like, boom, hello. It is a very inclusive world that was created. And I mean, everything from, heck, like someone's asking on Twitter, it's like, where are all the Jewish kids at Hogwarts? And JK, within a minute of that tweet hitting her, she happened to be on at the time. She actually said, "Oh, it's Anthony Goldstein, who is a Ravenclaw who gets named in several of the books, and I think he is a member of the DA, if I'm not mistaken." But like, and then when Hermione in The Cursed Child, the Broadway play, and also West End, was played by a Black woman, it was just like, why is that? She goes, "There's no reason why not." And it's like, it's so wonderful. And then with trans community, her record being a lot less. Yes,
it's amazing.
So much less. It is a matter of, it is still a wonderful world in which to play in. And it is inclusive for everybody. And my part of fandom that I get to participate in, which is this wonderful running community where our tagline is, "We do so much good." and it's doing so much good for yourself, but also for others. And like every time you enter a race, if you can afford it, you are encouraged to also help pay for someone else to be able to enter the race. And that's called the Luna Fund, in order to help everybody along. And it's just a wonderful organization. So we are running for Trans Lifeline. And it's just, it's going to be wonderful. And I knew nothing about Trans Lifeline until just a few weeks ago, actually. And so if you want to know more about it, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. Trans Lifeline is a peer support and crisis hotline, 501c3 non-profit organization. All right. They don't earn any money off of it other than their operating costs. They serve transgender people by offering phone support and micro grants. Now, it's the first transgender crisis hotline to exist in the United States as well as in Canada. It was founded back in 2014. So I highly suggest you go check them out, go work on it, because all we have is each other. And as Dumbledore says, love is the greatest magic of all. So Dumbledore, who Rowling herself said is gay. So, come on.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Inclusivity.
I know, but also Rowling said there's no bathrooms, so it's very confusing.
No bathrooms is Star Trek. They have bathrooms in Harry Potter.
No, you didn't hear about this. You didn't hear about this because someone random. This is such a random thing. They brought it up that, and I don't know why she decided to respond to this. But they said, like, well, how do, like, what Muggle aspects, like indoor plumbing, like they mentioned about and all this stuff. Like, well, I guess they just go to the bathroom and then they zap it away. Like, that was literally, like, some level of that was what was said. Although I know on the Enterprise D there's only one bathroom in the schematic, but that's beside the point. No, but this was something that was said. And the question I have in my head is why? JK, you're not watching anymore. I said suck it. But if you were, you should have shut your mouth a long time ago. But why the bathroom? Why was that something to respond on?
Here's the thing. We've been in at least 3 bathrooms in Hogwarts.
Yeah, but they're always used for something else. You notice that?
Well, all right. In the films, year 1, Hermione is in the girls' laboratory.
Yep.
And you
crying.
See toilets get smashed.
Yeah, it's the crying room with toilets.
Yes. Yeah. Moaning Myrtle is Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, where which is also used for the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. Secret door room.
She's in a toilet. She's in the U-bend.
It's a secret door room with toilets. Yes.
Yeah.
The rooms, apparently they're not used for regular bathrooms. They're just there to act as disguises for other things. It's very strange. Very odd.
I was going to say the prefix bathroom. By the way, is that a co-ed bathroom?
I don't know.
As a general concept of co-ed labs
should be inclusatory. Should be inclusive.
Except that when you're at a boarding school with randy teenagers, I'm not cool with that one.
Because now it's teenagers.
Yeah, the randy teenagers, give them their own separate loos.
All. I disagree. How about teach them to be respectful from a young age?
I completely agree with that.
How's that one? Huh?
I'm just going on research that has been done that for a few years, like in the middle school, high school age grouping, separate them, mostly because they're all idiots.
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you something. Speaking as somebody where gender doesn't matter for sexuality, they're idiots no matter what they're attracted to. It doesn't matter. So what you just do is you teach them from get-go to be respectful, and then a lot of that stuff doesn't happen.
All right.
Just throwing it out there. If gender neutral bathrooms is always a thing, it's never a problem.
I agree with you. I will agree with you. It's just people.
The bathroom is always the room of requirement. That was Ken. Don't put it on screen. Oh, there it is.
Why also was Dumbledore looking for a chamber pot?
Yep. Yep. Teach them about safer sex, trust them make decisions, and teach them be better people in general. Explode Florida. All of these things are good ideas.
Florida should not be exploded. Florida has Disney World and Universal.
It's worth it. We can rebuild.
Well, it's so much volume down there.
That's of course they have so much volume down there because it's like, not the heat, it's the humidity.
Yeah, it's just like
it's not the air, it's the humidity.
There's an amazing portrait of me taken at the 1 year only Renaissance Festival of Central Florida, where my hair is just voluminous and amazing, and I'm like,
oh, is that the one where you just look very wavy? I think I saw that. I saw that photo. It looks good.
It's glorious, and I'm like,
it does.
My hair only did that for a few glorious days.
So I'm curious, and this is now, since we're going off topic anyway, we've got a couple of off topic things.
Where did we ever have a topic?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But so your hair, and I want to ask you about this.
Yeah.
When are you going to go the full Charles Xavier? When are you going for that?
I'm not allowed, actually. I'm not allowed.
What do you mean you're not allowed?
I'm not allowed. I have a significant other who does not like how I look with a chrome dome.
Does she?
She does not want me to go the full Patrick Stewart. No.
Is this well, Patrick Stewart still kind of had the thing on the side.
He has a bit of a buzz, except for when he's Charles Xavier.
Except when he's Xavier. I don't. Susan said tangent drink, everyone. Susan, you're drunk by now.
It's a thing.
You're either drunk or hopped up in caffeine right now if you've been drinking every tangent. But Rachel King says, don't forget SeaWorld. Then absolutely move the animals so long and thanks for all the fish and blow up Florida.
So Vanessa says, FYI, this is so off topic, but you can get a free COVID test at Walgreens even if you have no symptoms and don't have a doctor order. Real quick, awesome. Vanessa, that is a very excellent point, but B, where does that fit into anything?
Because
I feel like
much like
you're being paid by Big Pharma.
Because just like J.K. Rowling, who doesn't believe that transgender people exist, we have a president who doesn't believe that testing should exist. So it's really a balance point.
There's that. Yeah,
that's what it is. So I believe it fully on. It's all about science, and you see COVID testing, science, transgender, science.
By the way, did you ever think you'd live in a timeline where you'd have to defend not just actual science, but the concept of it?
I do. And the main reason that I feel like I've had to defend science is because being a magician, and this is where this kind of comes back around. And Vanessa is a nurse. She just felt like saying it. Nurses just spout
paid off by
medical
big
facts.
She's being paid off by Big Rite Aid. Because Rite
Aid
being
paid off Big Rite Aid, Big Walgreens.
Central Pennsylvania-based Rite Aid Corporation.
There you go. But being a magician, I argue about science all the time.
Yeah. That was amazing. We completely
that's right. Sorry, we were pulling a mash there. But no, that's what happens is that you end up arguing science all the time, especially me, because I am an eternal skeptic who is also Wiccan. Go figure that out. But I do have to talk science to people all the time because I'm like, no, this is not real magic. This is the storytelling is storytelling, and it's a beautiful story, and it's theater, and it's lovely arts, art, but it's science, and it's lying to you. And it's putting my hand in my pocket when you didn't see me put my hand in my pocket. Like, that's what magic is. And trying to tell people that can sometimes be, there are people, and this is terrifying for me to say, that who believe I have psychic powers. I have told them that what I'm doing is just a trick. And when I do my spoon bending, this is particularly where this has become a problem. They have looked at me dead in the eyes and they said, it's okay. Your secret is safe with me.
If they were 5 years old, I would accept that.
These are full-grown adults.
Mm.
These are real human beings who walk around the planet. And it's just, there's nothing you can do about it. That's why I'm so honest in my show. And I think that magicians and mentalists generally should be. But I also understand the other side of it. People like Max Maven, amazing mentalist, who doesn't bother telling people that it's not real because he performs on a stage. And at the end of Macbeth, everybody doesn't generally get up and say, hey, we weren't really killed. And so it's theater. And I buy that.
I had to do, sweet baby Yoda, I had to perform at a Renaissance fair where we are killing everyone off at the end of the day. It was Ivan the Terrible. Mm-hmm. I was visiting Elizabeth and he was pursuing wife. And I was one of the directors for that season. And I was one of the directors for that season. Like, among other things we did real quick was like, hey, Ivan, I want you to literally, if you're in a crowd of people, make a random left-hand turn or random right-hand turn. But if it's the bottom half of the hour, always turn left. And he goes, why? I go, Hunt for Red October. Did you pull any crazy Ivans? He's like, oh my God, I love this. And it was just this fun little character-driven visual gag that some people got, and most people were just like, oh, that was weird. But it, adds color and flavor. But at the end of the day, it's the big joust, and the knights, and Ivan goes, I do not like this. And he has his guards come out and his knights, and they start charging, and everyone's fighting, and it's a melee, and everyone's getting killed. And then the queen is being held there at sword point. And she's like, no, this cannot be. No, there will be an English army who will fight you back. And all of a sudden, everybody gets up. Ah, Your Majesty, we weren't actually dead. And it's just like, oh my God. And we're like, all right. First off, Elizabeth was so capricious, and also do not mess with her. She would have then actually killed you all for reals. Or at least imprison you all. But also it's like, oh, well, we don't want to scare children. It's just like, no, let there be stakes. I am against a character dying in a festival because partly you don't get to use that actor later unless you're managed to disguise them. But let there be real stakes. If you're saying you are going to die, let that person die. Let it.
So what happens with our fair? So in fact, this is another true story of the Midsummer Fantasy Renaissance Fair that'll be going on in Ansonia, Connecticut, June 2021, I hope. Boom.
I can be there.
That's right. Well, hopefully you can be.
I just need my schedule with Great Britain to.
Yeah. I know.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm re-emigrating.
And that's fine. That's fine. No, but we had a couple of customers, I say patrons, come back to the front gate. Now I'm the co-owner of that fair. I was a general manager for the last for 8 years. And then I moved up to co-owner because apparently I fail upwards. And
principle in practice.
It is. So 3 or 4 years ago, maybe longer, I can't remember. Someone came up to our front gate and they looked and they said, we want a refund. And our front gate manager, Mia, she goes, why? She says, because this is all fake. It's all fake. There's no real knights here. There's no real fairies here. It's all fake. And they said it with a level of sincerity that looked like we kicked a puppy in front of them. And these were adults. And so Mia looked at me and she says, I gave him a refund. I didn't know what to say. And I said, you know what? You just gave us a story that first of all, now we put no refunds on our signs because of it. But they gave us a story that we will have for years. So every once in a while, I'll just be in morning meeting and I would just be like, just remember, you're all fake. There's no real fairies. You're not really a pirate. You're not a mermaid. You're all fake. I'm not even a real ginger. Like we would just do that all the time. And we did it. And it's held on for years.
And that is
these real people.
And when you're doing the morning talk show saying, hey, come out to our festival this weekend, that provides a wonderful little anecdote to say, because you can go, by the way, anyone who thinks it's real, we're actors. You want to tell your kids it's real? That's fine. But just so you know,
we're all fake. All of us. We're all fake. This beard's not real. This chest hair is glued on.
I'm not actually here.
No, I'm not actually there.
I'm a hologram.
Yep. I am a digital recreation of the actual Daniel GreenWolf.
Wow. There never was a William Shakespeare.
Well, we all kind of know that, don't we?
No, I mean, like, there never was a William Shakespeare.
Yeah, we all kind of really knew that, didn't we?
There never was a William Shakespeare.
And there never shall be again. Welcome to GreenWolf's Coffee Break, everybody. Hi there.
If I was really good, I would have made up a graphic.
A little thing.
It's like the little Shakespeare in your corner would become a crazy, sexy ginger. It would have been great.
Wow.
But, oh my goodness, this has been a wonderful, delightful hour-long show.
Yes.
To have her. I have a script I need to finish and get out to my actors.
Yep. So tell all the human beings out there, canyoucount.com. They can sign up for stuff that's going on there. Also keep to all of my all of my social medias for when we're going to be putting out the Celtic Magic deck. And soon enough, much like yourself, I'm going to be doing ticketed virtual shows, so that way we can have a limited number of people where we have a ton of audience interaction. And I promise I won't scream about political and social issues nearly as much as we did today.
Oh my goodness, I totally will.
Oh yeah, actually,
I'm gonna make it confusing. I'm like, oh yeah, and when Bolingbroke came back to Britain, oh my god, people be like, is this Jermaine? I don't know. I don't know.
Don't know.
Oh my goodness, Daniel GreenWolf, thank you for being on. I
love you in your face.
I love you and your face. I miss you in your face.
And we miss you. We miss you, you dragon ice cream bugger, you, and everyone out there.
Miss you too.
Love you.
Goodness gracious, friends. This has been Shakespeare or GreenWolf's Coffee Break. I have no idea what show I'm on anymore.
Who knows anymore? Who knows?
This has been Shakespeare's Coffee Break. I am your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. If you enjoyed the show half as much as I enjoy making it, then I obviously enjoyed it twice as much as you do, and that's called math. Make sure you go over and follow Daniel GreenWolf on all the things. Go to the websites. All the links are there in the comment threads. But also, you can go and support this show. You can go to patreon.com/Shakespeare. That's patreon.com/Shakespeare and become a Patreon of the arts. And take part in monthly private video chats with me, get the digital copies of the scripts for my social distancing players, comic books, my CD, Are You There, God? Well, digital download, Are You There, God? It's Me, Shakespeare, all the fun goodies. And if you just want to help support the show a little bit, buy me a drink, buy me a cup of coffee. Go to coffee.com/Shakespeare. That's ko-fi.com/Shakespeare and buy me a beverage. Now, here's the thing. If you contribute $20, if you'd like, I will write you a sonnet. But if you contribute $10, I will give you a complimentary copy of Are You There, God? It's Me, Shakespeare, my digital album. And for $5, I will send you a digital copy of Julius Caesar, Beware the Ides of March the Penguins, my comic book. Just so you know all of those levels. But thank you very much for being here today. Coming up in the world of Shakespeare on Thursday, that is tomorrow, we are going to have Talking Shrek, where my alter ego is going to be hanging out with Brian, co-producer and owner of the Connecticut Renaissance Fair. And we're going to be talking Shrek. We are in the middle of our 23 weeks of new Star Trek to talk about, where we're going to be talking about episode 4 tomorrow of Star Trek The Lower Decks. On Tuesday next week, we are going to have the campaign 2 finale of Nat 21 Adventures. Nat 21 Adventures is the D&D show I do with Paolo Garbanzo over at facebook.com/Nat21 Adventures and twitch.tv/Paolo Garbanzo. He's our DM. It features your favorite Renaissance performers. The season 2 finale is next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Tune in and join me. And also on Friday, we're going to have Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour. It's always a good time. It's like this show, but with more drinking. Yeah, it's true. It's totally true. And then, of course, coming up in exactly 2 weeks from today, on September 9th, we are going to have The Tempest, a 3-hour tour, the latest show from the Social Distance Players, which is my online theater company I started once the quarantine hit. That will be starring wonderful actors and Renaissance performers who are out of work due to the corona apocalypse. And we also would like you to be in it as well. There are several audience parts available. The Indiegogo for that campaign will be going up this evening. I do hope you contribute. For $30, you get a signed copy of the performance script. For $50, you can get a part in the show. For $100, you're a Patreon of the arts. But also for $10, you can come and hang out with the cast backstage before and after the show. So I do hope you will be joining us for that. That is 2 weeks from today, September 9th at 7:05 p.m. Once again, I'd like to thank my special guest, Daniel GreenWolf, for being on today's show. Look at those chompers.
I got mine clean. They're so clean and shiny. I love it.
You got them clean. Do you mean you brushed your teeth?
Well, I mean, yeah, my monthly brushing. But then I went to a professional to do it.
Oh, well, that's a great thing. Good for you.
Fancy.
All right.
Fancy.
But also, thank you for joining me. In the words of Captain
Love you.
Christopher Pike, be brave, be bold, be courageous. And in the words of me, I love you, you love me. There's mutual glorious affection. I'll see you again tomorrow and on Thursday. Be good. I love you. Bye-bye.